It's week 42 of A Year of Wisdom. Let's get to reading. Day 282 and 283 combined. Job 9 and 10. Then Hugh answered, "Indeed, I know that this is so. But how can a human win a case against God? Whoever might want to argue with him could not answer him one question in 1,000. His heart is so wise, his strength so great, who can resist him and succeed? He moves the mountains, although they don't know it. When he overturns them in his anger, he shakes the earth from its place. Its supporting pillars tremble. He commands the sun, and it fails to rise. He shuts up the stars under his seal. He alone spreads out the sky and walks on the waves in the sea. He made the Great Bear, Orion, the Pleiades, and the hidden constellations of the south. He does great, unsearchable things, wonders beyond counting. He can go right by me and I don't see him. He moves past without my being aware of him. If he kills people, who will ask why? Who will say to him, 'What are you doing?' God will not withdraw his anger. Even Rahab's supporters submit to him. How much less can I answer him and select my arguments against him? Even if I were right, I wouldn't answer. I could only ask for mercy from my judge. If I summoned him and he answered me, I still can't believe he would listen to my plea. He could break me with a storm. He could multiply my wounds for no reason, to the point where I couldn't even breathe. With such bitterness, he could fill me. If it's a matter of force, look how mighty he is. If justice, who can summon him to court? Even if I'm right, my own mouth will condemn me. If I'm innocent, it would pronounce me guilty. I'm innocent, don't I know myself? But I've had enough of this life of mine, so I say it's all the same. He destroys innocent and wicked alike. When disaster brings sudden death, he laughs at the plight of the innocent. The earth has been given to the power of the wicked. He covers the faces of its judges. If it isn't he, then who is it? My days pass on more swiftly than a runner. They flee without seeing anything good. They skim by like skiffs built of reeds, like an eagle swooping down on its prey. If I say, I'll forget my complaining, I'll put off my sad face and be cheerful, then I'm still afraid of all my pain. And I know you will not hold me innocent. I will be condemned. So why waste my efforts? Even if I washed myself in melted snow and cleansed my hands with lye, you would plunge me into the muddy pit, till my own clothes would detest me. For he is not merely human like me. There is no answer that I could give him if we were to come together in court. There is no arbitrator between us who could lay his hand on us both. If he would remove his rod from me and not let his terrors frighten me, then I would speak without fear of him, for when I'm alone, I'm not afraid. I'm just worn out. By my life, I swear, I will never abandon my complaint. I will speak out in my soul's bitterness. I will say to God, don't condemn me. Tell me why you're contending with me. Do you gain some advantage from oppressing, from spurning what your own hands have made? From shining on the schemes of the wicked? Do you have eyes of flesh? Do you see as humans see? Are your days like the days of mortals? Are your years like human years, that you have to seek my guilt and search out my sin? You know that I won't be condemned, yet no one can rescue me from your power. Your own hands shaped me, they made me, so why do you turn and destroy me? Please remember that you made me like clay. Will you return me to dust? Didn't you pour me out like milk, then let me thicken like cheese? You clothed me with skin and flesh, you knit me together with bones and sinews. You granted me life and grace, your careful attention preserved my spirit. Yet you hid these things in your heart. I know what your secret purpose was, to watch until I would sin and then not absolve me of my guilt. If I'm wicked, woe to me. But if I'm righteous, I still don't dare raise my head, because I'm so filled with shame, so soaked in my misery. You rise up to hunt me like a lion and keep treating me in such peculiar ways. You keep producing fresh witnesses against me. Your anger against me keeps growing. Your troops assail me, wave after wave. Why did you bring me out of the womb? I wish I had died there, where no eye could see me. I would have been as if I had never existed. I would have been carried from womb to grave. Aren't my days few? So stop. Leave me alone so I can cheer up a little, before I go to the place of no return, to the land of darkness and death, dark gloom. A land of gloom like darkness itself, of dense darkness and utter disorder, where even the light is dark. Proverbs, or Mishlei, 9 and 10. Wisdom has built herself a house. She has carved her 7 pillars. She has prepared her food, spiced her wine, and she has set her table. She has sent out her young girls with invitations. She calls from the heights of the city. Whoever is unsure of himself, turn in here. To someone weak-willed, she says, come and eat my food. Drink the wine I have mixed. Don't stay unsure of yourself, but live. Walk in the way of understanding. He who corrects a scoffer only gets insulted. Reproving a wicked man becomes his blemish. If you reprove a scoffer, he will hate you. If you reprove a wise man, he will love you. Give to a wise man, and he grows still wiser. Teach a righteous man, and he will learn still more. The fear of Adonai is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the holy ones is understanding. For with me your days will be increased, years will be added to your life. If you are wise, your wisdom helps you, but if you scoff, you bear the consequences alone. The foolish woman is coarse. She doesn't think, and she doesn't know a thing. She sits at the door of her house, or on a seat at the heights of the city, calling to those who pass by, to those going straight along their ways. Whoever is unsure of himself, turn in here. To someone weak-willed, she says, stolen water is sweet. Food eaten in secret is pleasant. But he doesn't realize that the dead are there, and that those who accept her invitation are in the depths of Sheol. The Proverbs of Shlomo. A wise son is a joy to his father, but a foolish son is a grief to his mother. No good comes from ill-gotten wealth, but righteousness rescues from death. Adonai does not let the righteous go hungry, but he thwarts the craving of the wicked. Idle hands bring poverty, diligent hands bring wealth. A sensible person gathers in summer, but he who sleeps during harvest is an embarrassment. Blessings for the head of the righteous, but the speech of the wicked is a cover for violence. The memory of the righteous will be for a blessing, but the reputation of the wicked will rot. Wise-hearted people take orders, but a babbling fool will have trouble. He who walks purely walks securely, but he who walks in crooked ways will be found out. He who winks his eye instead of rebuking causes pain, yet a babbling fool will have trouble. The speech of the righteous is a fountain of life, but the speech of the wicked is a cover for violence. Hate stirs up disputes, but love covers all kinds of transgressions. On the lips of the intelligent is found wisdom, but a stick is in store for the back of a fool. Wise people hide their knowledge, but when a fool speaks, ruin is imminent. The wealth of the rich is his fortified city. The ruin of the poor is their poverty. The activity of the righteous is for life. The income of the wicked is for sin. He who observes discipline is on the way to life, but he who ignores correction is making a mistake. He who covers up hate has lips that lie, and anyone who slanders is a fool. When words are many, sin is not lacking, so he who controls his speech is wise. The tongue of the righteous is like pure silver, but the mind of the wicked is worth little. The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for lack of sense. The blessings of Adonai is what makes people rich, and he doesn't mix sorrow with it. To a fool, vileness is like a game, as is wisdom to a person of discernment. What a fool dreads will overtake him, but the righteous will be given his desire. When the storm is past, the wicked are gone, but the righteous are firmly established forever. Like vinegar to the teeth and smoke to the eyes is a lazy person to his employer. The fear of Adonai adds length to life, but the years of the wicked are cut short. What the righteous hope for will end in joy. What the wicked expect will come to nothing. The way of Adonai is a stronghold to the upright, but ruin to those who do evil. The righteous will never be moved, but the wicked will not remain in the land. The mouth of the righteous brings forth wisdom, but the perverse tongue will be cut off. The lips of the righteous know what is wanted, but the mouth of the wicked knows deceit. Ecclesiastes, or Kohelet, 9 and 10. I applied myself to all of this, sifted through it, and concluded that the righteous and the wise, along with their deeds, are in God's hands. A person cannot know whether these people and deeds will be rewarded with love or with hatred. All options are open. Anything can happen to anyone. The same thing can happen to the righteous as to the wicked, to the good and the clean and to the unclean, to someone who offers a sacrifice and to someone who doesn't offer a sacrifice. It is the same for a good person as for a sinner, for someone who takes an oath rashly as for someone who fears to take an oath. This is another evil among all those done under the sun, that the same events can occur to anyone. Truly, the human mind is full of evil, and as long as people live, folly is in their hearts, after which they go to be with the dead. For as long as a person is linked with the living, there is hope. Better to be a living dog than a dead lion. For the living know that they will die, but the dead know nothing. There is no longer any reward for them, because all memory of them is lost. What they loved, what they hated, and what they envied all disappeared long ago, and they no longer have a share in anything done under the sun. So go, eat your bread with joy, and drink your wine with a happy heart, for God has already accepted your deeds. Let your clothing always be white, and never fail to perfume your head. Enjoy life with the wife you have loved throughout your meaningless life that He has given you under the sun, all the days of your futility, for that is your allotted portion in life, and in your labor that you work at under the sun. Whatever task comes your way to do, do it with all your strength, because in Sheol, where you will go, there is neither working nor planning, neither knowledge nor wisdom. Yet another thing I observed under the sun is that races aren't won by the swift or battles by the strong, and that food doesn't go to the wise, or wealth to the intelligent, or favor to the experts. Rather, time and chance rule them all. For people don't know when their time will come, any more than fish taken in the fatal net or birds caught in a snare. Similarly, people are snared at an unfortunate time when suddenly it falls on them. Here's something else I have seen as wisdom under the sun, and it seemed important to me. There was a small town with few people in it, and a great king came to attack it. He surrounded it and built massive siege works against it. Now, there was found in it a man who was poor but wise, and by his wisdom he saved the city. Yet afterwards, nobody remembered that poor man. So although I say that wisdom is better than strength, nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised. Nobody pays attention to what he says. A wise man speaking quietly is more worth heeding than the shouts of a ruler commanding fools. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but a person who makes a mistake can destroy much good. Just as dead flies make perfumed oil stink, so a little folly outweighs wisdom and honor. A wise man's heart leads him rightly, but a fool's heart leads him astray. And when a fool travels, he has no good sense, thus showing everyone that he's a fool. If a ruler gets angry at you, stay at your post, because calmness soothes great offenses. Another evil I've seen under the sun, the kind of mistake rulers make, is that fools are promoted to high positions while the rich occupy humble places. I've seen servants riding horses, while princes walk on foot like slaves. He who digs a pit may fall into it. He who breaks through a wall may be bitten by a snake. He who quarries stones may get hurt by them. He who chops wood puts himself in danger. If the hatchet's iron blade is blunt and its user doesn't sharpen it, he will have to exert more effort. But the expert has the advantage of his skill. If a snake bites before it's charmed, the snake charmer has no advantage. The words spoken by the wise bring them favor, but the lips of a fool swallow him up. What he says starts with foolishness and ends with wicked madness. A fool keeps talking and talking, yet no one knows what the future will bring. Can anyone tell a person what will happen after he's gone? The efforts of a fool wear him out. He doesn't even know the way to town. Woe to you, land, when your king is a child and your leaders start their parties in the mornings. Happy are you, land, when your king is well born and your princes eat at the proper time, in order to stay strong, not to get drunk. When the owner is lazy, the roof sags. When hands are idle, the house leaks. Parties are made for having a good time. Wine adds cheer to life, and money has an answer for everything. Don't insult the king, not even in your thoughts, and don't insult the wealthy, not even in your bedroom, for a bird in the air might carry the news. A creature with wings might repeat what you said. And as always, thank you so much for being here today. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe right there and click the bell if you want to get notifications. And hit that like button too. And I will see you tomorrow.
I'm standing at the crossroads. I'm lost without a clue. I need a big pink neon sign to show me what to do. I thank you, Lord. It glorifies you when you're the only answer. I praise you, Lord, for holding what's too much for me. And I'm amazed by you, Lord, because nothing's too big and nothing's too small to lay at your feet.